graduate students of Universitas Islam Indonesia. My name is Siti Mahdaria, and it's my pleasure to serve you today as the moderator of this talk show. And today's talk show will be about innovative and digital entrepreneurship. Before we go any further, please let me introduce our guest speaker here, Mr. Bagus Panuntun. So, Mr. Bagus Panuntun is the Deputy Director of IBISMA OII, the business incubator of Universitas Islam Indonesia. He is also the lecturer of management from Faculty of Business and Economics of UII. These days, we are experiencing Industrial Revolution 4.0, where Internet of Things really impactful to our economy. According to our president, Mr. Joko Widodo, in 2020, Indonesia is the biggest power among ASEAN countries in terms of digital economy, which is through e-commerce. Digital economy is the sign of economic development and also economic growth. That's why it is expected for students to not only graduate and work for companies, but also have entrepreneurial skills and able to create job opportunities for others. The biggest challenge is that how can educational institution like university can prepare our graduates to have the entrepreneurial skills to face Industrial Revolution 4.0. Let me ask you a basic question. What is innovation and digital entrepreneurship?
Okay, very good questions. So, when we talk about innovations, innovation is something that comes in as an ideas, or some of you say that inventions. But the key points of innovations is these innovations should be in the forms of goods or services that customer willing to pay. So if there's customer not willing to pay, so that's not innovations, they're still inventions. So that's the basic principle of innovations. And then talk about digital entrepreneurships. In the era of 4.0, like you already said before, digital entrepreneurships create something new in the process of entrepreneurships. Started from finding the customers, and then how to provide the products and services with the new way and the new challenge, and then up to how to deliver to the customers. Based on this rapid changing of the technologies, so the business could be changed, and then the digital situations will become the most essential parts of the business.
I see. So the idea is that we should create something that our customers want.
Yes. And willing to buy.
And willing to buy, of course, yeah, willing to buy. I see. So why do you think that innovative and digital entrepreneurship is needed to face Industrial Revolution 4.0?
Okay. So, as we already know, the technology is growing. Start from the Industrial Revolutions 1.0, and then goes to 2.0, 3.0, up to 4.0. And then what is the Industrial Revolution for 4.0? At least when you talk about the 4.0, it will be talk about like Internet of Things. We talk about networkings. I mean the networks, internet networks, and then the what we call cyber physical systems. So these three parts have the effect to the industries. Even in manufacturing industries, in a business activities, even the entrepreneurships. This changing will become the challenge to all entrepreneurs when they want to compete in the real business.
So it's mean that a new challenge, a new way of selling, new competitors. That's why people need to learn about digital entrepreneurship.
Yes.
I see. Wow, that's really important for people to understand and aware about this issue, I guess. So what about for students? Why do you think that it is crucial for students to learn about it at university?
Okay. When we talk about the students, especially for the university students, actually it's not like the high school students. The students of the university have to a very visionary purposes of their studies. And then one of the visionary purposes of their studies is how they learn about solving some things in the futures. Like Jack Ma already stated that for the young peoples, you're the youngs are the problem solutions for the futures. So in the futures of technologies, for example. So it should be become a basic skills and competencies for every students related with the knowledge, related with the technologies, and related with entrepreneurships also, for examples.
I see. So because there are so many things involving, as a young people, as the agent of change, we need to be more visionary.
Yes.
To see the future and what it's gonna be. I see. So it's good. It's really good preparation if students understand.
Yeah.
If it's important for them to learn about it. But do you think it is in our curriculum to learn about being an entrepreneur, being a digital savvy, and sort of things?
Okay. Alhamdulillah, UEE is one of the best two universities for private universities in Indonesia. Last year, we are the first best private universities. And then the visions of the universities is digitizing the universities, which means every activities in the universities, for examples in the curriculums and then the non-curriculums, even the extracurricular itself is focusing how to create the digital ecosystems. And then for the university plan itself, there are some goals that will be achieved. For examples, every study programs, or we call in Indonesia is program study, should be responding the challenge of Industrial Revolution 4.0 in their curriculums. That's the first actions from the university. And then the second actions of the university itself is how the student character developments is based on the what we call work field relevance and also disruption challenge. Because the new era will be what we call so fast changing, and they have to be prepared for that one. That's on the student character curriculums. And then the third one, the Universitas Islam Indonesia also facilitate the infrastructures and programs to develop the creations of entrepreneurships and also work readiness. So that's the strategic plan that university provide. And also for the students, there's some responsibility, not responsibility. They have take a part in their futures. For examples like this. Some study program actually is already implemented. The graduate's profile is also based on the professions later after they graduate. For examples, who want to be the professionals, there are some final assignments that focus on become professional, for example, like internships, or for the one who become the entrepreneurs, their final assignment is to build the business on startups. So it's depend on the student itself. If you want to pursue your future careers, just follow the pathway. There are some choices, and then focus on that.
I see. I heard that at the Faculty of Business and Economics that you have 3 options to graduate, like doing a thesis,
Yes.
or you can also create your own business,
Yes.
or doing an internship. So is this just at the Faculty of Business and Economics, or can be at any faculty?
Some of the faculty is already implemented, but for measures, for all of the new students, just ask on your administrators in the faculties, in the academics, and then it will be possible for you to ask about this one from your senior too, from the seniors. So I hope that you will be proactive to do that.
I hope so. Because there are so many important information, guys, if you ask your senior or the administrative staff at the faculty. But then, as you have explained before, that almost every faculty, they have their own plan to build the characters of the students and also try to include the value of entrepreneurship and sort of things in their syllabi or in their, let's say, curriculum. But then, basically, what are the skills that the student should have to involve in the digital entrepreneurship?
Okay. Based on the design of curriculums in developing the entrepreneurship for the students, actually some of directorates in the universities that have assignments to develop, actually there are three basic skills that the students should have. For example, the first skills is how they create the ideas and then looking for opportunities. That's the first basic skills to develop. And then the second basic skills is how to manage the resources. And then the third basic skills is how to going into the actions. And some specific skills for each main skills. For examples, in the ideas and opportunities, like spotting opportunities, creativity, visions, valuing the ideas, and then ethical and sustainable thinking. That's how you develop the ideas and opportunities. And for the second main skills, for examples, is self-awareness and self-efficacy, and then motivation and perseverance, and then mobilizing resources, because it's not easy for the new startup company, or for example, some friends, how they get the resources. And then like financial and economic literacy is very important to be gathered, and mobilizing the founders and others. And some of the skills related with the specific study programs they provided.
I see. So it's more about like a leadership and then teamwork.
Yes.
Being an innovative student and proactive, I think.
Yes, of course.
I see. Okay, so what about, like, you have mentioned all the skills needed for the students to have before they graduate, but then to have those kind of skills, what are the supports from the university itself?
Okay. Actually, the support from the universities have three parts. The first part is on the academic supports. Like I already mentioned before, some of the curriculums of the study programs is also already designed to support the development of these skills. Started from semester 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they already settled down the curriculums. And then the second support is a non-academic support. The non-academic support, we have some facilitations units. For examples, like me in the technology and business incubators of IBISMA, we also provide many assistance, many activities that provide to all of the students and everyone to develop the mindsets, and then sharing knowledge, and then also some workshops. And even we have the programs to incubate the potential business to become the real business and become the company.
That's really cool.
Oh, that's so cool. Especially for the one who really dare to take the challenge for their future.
Wow.
Okay. That's some of the real supports that we provided.
So how can these students be part of IBISMA?
Okay. Actually, the services of IBISMA is open for everyone. For examples, we have some events that for free and open for everyone. You can see in our social media activities, and then look for any events, and then just register for free, some of them. And then for more specific activities and more serious ones, then you can apply for the grant, the business grant, to set up your startups. And this event is an annual event, usually start on March or April, but since of this pandemics, we start the programs from July and then up to November or December. In the that cyclus, we develop them more closely, like the business coach mentorings, and then business matchings, even the graduations of the businessmen.
Oh wow!
Also.
So basically, does it mean that everyone who wants to learn about business, who want to involve in digital things, they can just come to IBISMA and learn from them?
Yes,
just
go on on the boulevard.
Okay, the growth
Our
hub.
white circle building.
I see. So guys, if you are interested in to be part of the business incubator of Universitas Islam Indonesia, feel free to come to the growth hub at the boulevard of Universitas Islam Indonesia. You will see the bookstores, and you can go to the, is it second floor? Third floor, and you will find the IBISMA OEE if you are interested in to be part of the business incubator. So then, is there any like specific things you are required from the students before they come to IBISMA? Like they have an idea about business, or I don't know, like they have something in mind, or even if it's just like an interest, it's okay for them to just come.
Okay. For if you want to look for the ideas, actually you can talk to your friends in your what we call close friends in your own study programs, or you can also talk with your supervisors, academic supervisor for examples, or even your lecturers, talk about the business opportunities, because the process of ideations, it could be comes from everyone's, and then if your hot ideas need to be validated, or your hot ideas need to be consulted, then you can go to IBISMA. And for the one who really want to set up a company and started the company or startups, then please try to learn more about the business proposals. And then after you have some papers with the proposal, even it's not a formal one, informal one, or usually in the startup we call like the business model canvas, with one papers of business models, then you can consult to us.
Wow, that's so great. So basically, if students are really interested in, they can just like make some notes and brainstorm with their friends, and then they can come to IBISMA to have a consultation. Wow, that's so great. So do you have any like final remark to ensure the students that it is very crucial for them to get involved in the innovation and digital entrepreneurship?
Okay, for the final remarks, I remember the great quotes from our rectors, Prof. Fatul Wahid, when he said that the tree of success are three. The first one is strengthening the roots, which means values, and the second one is extending the stems, which means innovations, and the third one is enriching the fruits, means benefits. And then by following these three quotes, we hope that you will become the success leaders in the futures. And then we have a tagline in the entrepreneurships. When you goes to our working space, they are make connections and grow together. So thank you for everyone for joining the Universitas Islam Indonesia, and let's go together.
Wow, that's really remarkable. Thank you so much for the quote. Coming to Universitas Islam Indonesia is the right choice, knowing that you have a support, and then we are ready to support you to be innovative and also being a digital entrepreneur. And then if you arrive at OEE and you need to support to be an entrepreneur, feel free to come to IBISMA OEE on the third floor, and you will see Pak Bagus there. Yeah, I think that's all for today from this talk show. Like knowing your role, that you are young people, the agent of change, and then you go to support, you go to people who can help you. Now just connect with them and be brave to reach out to people. And then that's all from me. I'm Siti Mahdaria. Thank you so much for listening, and see you at Universitas Islam Indonesia.